Adam Hmada, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
30 minutes late. Come an hour late, if I'm being honest. An hour late is crazy. Jesus Christ.
You know, well, mate, it's a beautiful day out there. So it's for those people who don't know, it has been snowing the last 24 hours, and it is hectic outside.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
The city just turns into slop, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's pretty gross. It's beautiful for like the first couple hours, and then as soon as like dogs start shitting in it goes downhill pretty fast.
Yeah, it starts turning just this weird brown, grey. Yeah, it just looks like shit.
It does. But it's gonna snow for the next 4 days, so get ready for
truly
slush and sleigh. Yeah. I think that's what they said on the forecast. So
yeah, I heard it was gonna be an absolute monster. It's going to be more snow than they've had since like 2001 or something, they were saying. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're
gonna much for climate change, huh?
That doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't exist, bro.
Bunch of liberal bullshit. All right, hoax by the liberals. I like how this is it's an open window so people can just look in.
It's kind of cool. Hey, it reminds me of like when you see like mainstream television news channels and they've always got the streets in the background. So
except we're comedians talking about our dicks.
Yeah.
It's not as
is this the time where we should start talking about our dicks?
This way, you're the host, man. I'm running on your schedule, man. I was already late, so mate,
first thing I want to talk to you about is your film.
Yeah.
The Sultans of Queens.
Yeah, Sultans of Queens, yeah.
Mate, so do you say sultans?
I mean, that's how I pronounce it, but sultans is like, it's, I guess if you don't speak Arabic, that's how you would say it.
It's absolutely awesome.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Do you want to tell guys about it who don't know?
Sure. It's a clean family sitcom about an Arab Muslim family living in Queens, New York. It's kind of like it's like Modern Family, Everybody Hates Chris, like an intersection of that. But it's like loosely based off my own upbringing, but then also like a mix of like the different experiences I had growing up within New York. Because I'm from Brooklyn, so it's not necessarily like very tied to my experiences, but it's a culmination of like different kind of experiences of like people across the Arab diaspora within like the 5 boroughs of New York. Because I felt like I should write what I know about, and I'm like I do know that pretty well.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool to create, man. It was like I'm very proud of it. Like, I mean, I'm waiting to see what happens with it, but as of now, I'm very content with what we've created.
No, I mean, it's great. From what I've seen, I like the snippets of the pilot, and what did you send me? You sent me
that was the trailer.
The trailer?
Yeah,
it's funny, man.
I
didn't know you had Tony on there as well.
Yeah. Tony the boss was in it. I got him before he started blowing up online. He would never agree to it now.
Would he?
No way. He would have been too busy.
Yeah.
I got him at the perfect time.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
I think I had more followers than him at the time when I casted him in it. So
that's incredible. Yeah,
I got him right on time.
He's blowing up.
Right on time.
Yeah. So what is the process to getting it going now? Obviously, cash.
Yeah. The money for sure. That's why I would it was really fun and like informative to do. Like I learned a lot. It was like a great experience, but it was very financially. Yeah, it was just crippling, you know. But ultimately, that's when you're an unknown creator, that's what you kind of have to do. So it's like if I believe in the script, it's like if nobody else is gonna invest, it's like if I won't invest in it, why would anybody else? It's kind of like the mindset that I had with it. But it was cool. Like I went through every stage of like obviously it was an indie project, so I was like it was like pre-production, post-production, and like the actual shoots were like. It's not like it wasn't anything super high budget, but luckily I had like a really like talented crew and like cast, and they were really willing to work within the confines of like the financial constraints. Mm-hmm. So they really made it work. And so like I feel like if you watch it, you would think it cost more to create than it actually did, and I think that was like a testament to like the crew and the cast because they did put in. Like they were like for what I was asking for them and like how much I was paying them, they went above and beyond. So I'm very grateful for them. Like it wouldn't have been possible had it not been for like my DP, my assistant director, like just like PAs, even like script supervisor. I had like all these people. Some of them were working for free, so it was like very grateful. Like for them to believe in the script like that, to work for free or like for very low wages is like because it's very difficult to ask to be like, yo, I don't want you to Like, you know.
You don't insult people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they are worth the money that they're worth way more than what I was paying. But it's just like that was literally all I had. So, but it came out like. But that's honestly why I was very like happy with the outcome of it, is because it's like it shouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? Like every shoot day we had, I was like, this isn't like. I remember we shot one scene where it was like a classroom scene. And so I needed like a classroom full of like children, basically extras, like child extras. And I remember like the morning of, I was like, because we were still like confirming some of the parents who were going to bring their kids in or whatever. And I was like, there's no way this is going to work. I was like, there's no way the parents are going to bring their children to be in, like, there's no way. And then the day we pulled it off. Like, I was like, really, like, I didn't say anything to like any of my casting crew, but in my mind, I was like, there's no way we're not going to pull this off. There's no way we're going to pull this off. And then we did. And I was shocking. I was honestly shocked, more shocked than probably anybody. I was like, there's no way. I can't believe we did this, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah. It was definitely, it felt like, you know, some things were out of my control, but it still managed to fall into place as perfectly as it could, you know. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't want to do it again like that, because I'm like, without like the proper budget and all that, because like, I know lightning doesn't strike twice, you know what I mean? It's like,
there's probably a lot of stress involved with that as well.
Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. It probably took like 5 years off my life. You know what I mean? Just doing that whole. Oh my god, that was so stressful. But I learned a lot. Like I really like honed my directing skills, even like my acting, like just being able to manage a whole production. Because it was like more than just like directing. I was executive producing. I was like I did wardrobe. I like picked out the outfits for every single scene. You know what I mean? I was doing all the, like, you know, granted, like my director of photography, he was also producing, so he helped like coordinate, you know, like he would do the call sheets and he helped me get some locations and book some of the actors. But the overwhelming majority of like the kind of like technical stuff I had to be on top of, obviously. But it's like stuff I was doing for the first time, so I was like learning as I went along. So, but I think that whole experience, it just made me like, overall as an artist, it made me more like it just gave me more insight into like the filmmaking process, and I think that in turn helped like my stand up.
Yeah, well, I think you're very natural at it. What I saw was just absolutely amazing. Like it literally did look at a professional show that you would see on any
that was the plan.
Television. It was great.
Thank you.
It just and like it's just clean cut. It's nice. It's funny. Like the characters, it's believable. It feels like something that you would experience in real life.
For sure.
So you managed to bottle that, which is amazing. How did you even learn how to do that? Did you go to film school?
No, I never went to film school.
So I
just read a bunch of books.
Damn, dude, I love that.
Yeah, I really treated it like one good. I never dropped out of school, even though when I was doing stand-up. For that, in hindsight, I'm kind of like grateful for, because I think it gave me like a discipline or structure when it came to like studying or learning. Like the way like I approach like comedy is very like academic. So it was like even before I started writing the script, I like made sure to read a bunch of books on like the script writing process, and like you know what the hero's journey is, and like all these like I really just try to get like a really well-rounded understanding of how to write a script. Like I had like a couple Seinfeld scripts I would like annotate. I would find like scripts online for like certain sitcoms and like really try to like study them. And then that was all before I wrote it. And then the same thing for production. Like I made sure to read a bunch of books on directing, books on acting, like Meisner, and then, you know, which doesn't make you a great actor, but it does give you the insight into how to like direct your actors, which I think, because it's like you learn the techniques to like kind of get them in the space where they can give their best performance. Which again, I'm not like Scorsese or anything, but like, but I think what I did learn in that period, like definitely like helped the quality of my directing throughout the actual production process, as opposed to if I hadn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hadn't taken that time to do all that. Like it would have been a very different.
And there's no experience like life experience as well.
For sure.
Just like, you're obviously a natural at this sort of stuff. I've seen your comedy. I've seen the way you write and the way you compose yourself on stage, and the way you go through what you're trying to say and you break it down, and it's very professional in the way you do everything. It's very methodical. It's very thought out. You always attack everything at very like parallel angles. You're just very good at what you do.
Thank you.
So
brother.
I'm not surprised that this project turned out so good. I just can't wait to see it come to the big screen.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Hopefully, like, it has a successful festival run. We submitted to a bunch, so it's kind of like a waiting period right now, which sucks. It's like a little bit of like a purgatory where you're just like, I just don't know what's gonna happen. But
when do you find out? Is it this year? No,
yeah,
coming
yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
So I submitted to all the festivals. I hear back from the first two in like February.
Okay.
Which is like another month and a half probably. But
and if you do get noticed, what's the process then? Like, so people could say, hey, we're going to give you some money to produce it, or would they want to produce it themselves? How does that work?
I mean, that's
and what do you want?
I mean, my ideal outcome with it is like, I mean, obviously I would love to get it like picked up at one of these festivals, but I know that that's not always the most realistic. Is just to get it enough exposure throughout the festival run that I could like hopefully leverage like a pitch to like a network. And then, I have 5 additional episodes written on top of the pilot that I shot. And so like I have enough to kind of like give like a package for like a season. So I think I think I have enough right now to leverage like a successful pitch. I just need to get the project the credibility so that it can get into those rooms.
Yeah.
Because as of now, it's like if you just make a project, it's like I'm a nobody comedian. So it's like, but like having like a Tribeca Film Festival laurel on your poster, now people are gonna pay attention to you.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't make the project better, but it gives it the credibility that you need to like do something like the next steps you can take with it.
What's the best case scenario?
Yeah, I mean, it gets picked up, you know what I mean?
And if it gets picked up, does that mean that like someone's like, hey, like we got the budget, let's go?
Yeah, so it takes on a couple different, I guess, outcome. Like it could be like, so you can find investors who are willing to like pay for you to like make the whole season, and then from there you can package that and sell it to a network. That's kind of what Shane Gillis did with Tires.
Okay.
Granted, he had the money to just kind of shoot the whole season himself and then sell it to Netflix.
Yeah.
But that's one that's one scenario. Another one is like I have a couple friends who just pitched something to like Lionsgate and got it picked up. So it's like if I can like pitch something to a streamer or like a production company directly, and then from there they give me the money to like make the season. But yeah, some variation of that. Like I just unfortunately, like if I had it myself, the means, I would do the whole season myself. If I could shoot it on like a Tires kind of budget, I would 100% do it myself. But it's just like,
because then you've got control of the whole thing,
for sure,
and you can get your vision exactly the way you want it. I get that. As a creative, like you kind of know how you want it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a clean show, but some of the topic, like I have one episode where like the mom character gets fired because she wears a kufiya, like the Palestinian scarf, to like work, and then she's like really riled up about trying to like like, no, this isn't okay, I'm gonna like get a lawyer and whatever and fight this. And then her husband is like, yo, we're already like kind of broke. He's like, just apologize, ask for your job back. So it's like that kind of like, not that I'm saying people would be opposed to seeing like that on something like that on screen, but they are. It's like it's politically sensitive, so it's just like stuff like that can like,
but I think now's a good time.
I think it is. I
think
agree.
now's a great time.
I agree. But also, it's a lot of these people in like Hollywood and like stuff like that. I don't think they really have their pulse on like the culture that as much as they think they do. So for them, they're just like, is this like gonna cost us money? Is this gonna like you know? So it's like they want to go for something as non-controversial as possible.
I don't know.
Or they might not.
Yeah,
you know
I don't know.
I'm not in these rooms yet. So
my view is like, especially after the post like 9/11 era, the
Yeah.
last 2 decades of just bombing the fuck out of like
Yeah,
the
you
Middle
know.
East and Arab countries and Muslim countries. It's like, I don't know. Isn't it time we learn a little bit about these guys?
Yeah. that was my idea behind the show. Is there's already like it's a severe lack of representation when it comes to like Arab Americans
For
on
sure.
TV.
And they make up a huge part of this country.
Not like huge, but enough that it's like it is like a missing demographic, I think, in the world of entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's like the shows that do exist now, they're great. Like they are like really. I think they do showcase our culture in a very like earnest and like real way, but it's also like I think every culture also has their own like sitcom. It's like it's like I've seen like black sitcoms, Spanish sitcoms, like white sitcoms, and I haven't seen one like revolve around the kind of like Arab family. And
I haven't.
I think for me it was like I think this is an original idea, and it's like sitcoms are like I feel like some of the easiest like like television shows to watch, especially within like your like with a family. You know, I feel like there's not a lot of TV now that's like you can watch with your kids and it's still like, or like with your family and it's like, all right, this is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's like adult television or kid television. So there hasn't been like that good in there. So like they're rebooting Malcolm in the Middle. You know what I mean? It's been off the air for like God knows how long, and they're bringing it back. So
Are they changing the characters?
no, it's the same cast. The only one they didn't have back is Dewey, the young. He just because he's quit acting. But
Okay.
But they look like, dude, like the kid who plays Reese looks like a crackhead. Like I'm like, there's no way it's gonna translate. Like, but there's a demand for it. I think like it's like those family kind of sitcom shows. It's like I grew up on them, man.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I loved Malcolm in the Middle. Everybody Hates Chris. Modern Family. I used to watch all that. Like,
Yeah. And it kind of feels like they kind of, the essence of what they were kind of died over the last decade. Like they were awesome when we were growing up, and they felt really real. Like I felt like I could relate to what I was seeing on the screen, but then they started to kind of turn a little bit woke and gay, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I feel like there's a real need for like that rawness in the sitcoms, which I think yours was showing like real life situations that for example, like going to work and getting fired over wearing something that's culturally. I think it's cool.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I try to keep the stories like to an extent real. Like the pilot episode is about like the youngest the kid, he goes on a field trip to the 9/11 memorial with his like class. And
was this an experience that you went through as a kid?
Vaguely, yeah. It was not exactly that, but it was. I remember when I was in like sixth grade, I was like, that was when I experienced the most bullying for being like Arab and Muslim. Was definitely middle school, because I grew up in South Brooklyn, which is like, it's very like Guido Italian, that kind of like Sopranos-esque kind of like, those were the white kids I was growing up with. So I was like, the racism I felt was like because that was like the biggest demographic of kid that was going in like my middle school. So that was like the crux of like the racism I'd experienced. And I remember like sixth grade, we like my class, we went on like a trip to the 9/11 memorial. And I remember I told people like my aunt died on 9/11 because I was like, I just knew I was gonna get, but like it was like the experience I'd been having all year. And it was funny because they didn't care. They were still like, "Where's your aunt?" You know what I mean? Like it's like stuff like when we were there. So it was like that experience stuck out to me. And then so it was like when I was shooting it with like the cast and like the like directing like that whole scene, it was kind of surreal because I was like, this is something I actually did. Like, you know, this is real. You know? I remember even my DP said it at one point because I said something when we were at like shooting the 9/11 memorial scene where I was like, man, this is like, this place has been a part of my life like forever. You know what I mean? Like the memorial. And he was like, I think in that moment he kind of realized the link between the character, like the Yusuf character in the episode and like my experience, because he was like, oh, was this about you? Like he's like, is this like, and I was like, yeah, actually, like I didn't like I wrote it knowing that it was about like my experiences and stuff, but it wasn't like ever, I don't know, it wasn't like I wasn't trying to make like my kind of experience the focal point of the show, but I don't know.
But I think it's amazing that it does have a resonance of it because, I mean, that's where the best stuff comes from.
Yeah. It's based off a stand-up bit I do.
Yeah, I saw that bit before you came in.
Yeah.
That's why I asked if it was a childhood experience.
Yeah. For sure.
So what happened in the pilot?
So the kid, he's like his class, the teacher's like, you know, just telling the class, you know, we're doing a trip to the 9/11 memorial. He gets advice from his older cousin, who's played by me, and I tell him I'm like a Kramer type character, just like an idiot there, just for like comedic relief. So I just give him the worst advice possible. I'll just lie. I'm like, tell him your aunt died in 9/11. Yeah. That way they can't bully you or else they look bad. And then he takes on the advice. He goes to on the trip. And he tells them, and the teacher's like, all right, well, then we're going to go ahead and find your aunt's name. Because in the memorial, it's like the names of everybody who perished in the attacks are like engraved. So she's like, we'll go and look for your aunt's name as a way to commemorate her. And he's like, no, I'm good. Like, we don't have to do that. And then it's just like that kind of blowing up in his face as he's like trying to like get deeper and deeper into the lie until he can't until she's like, they look everywhere and they're like, we couldn't find your aunt's name. And he's like, she died in a different Twin Towers. So it was like, but so it came out like for what it was, the content of the episode, I didn't know if it would be too like edgier, like, you know, hard, but I think it played well just because it is kids and it's like it's real. It's like that is
so relatable.
That is something.
I mean,
a kid
what
would do.
kid didn't say
Exactly.
a white lie? I mean, even adult. I say what sometimes they say white lies all the time. Like
Of
not all the
course,
time,
of
but just to
course.
like, you know, it's just we all do it.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
And then
Yeah,
afterwards
yeah.
we're like, why did I do that?
Exactly,
You know, like
exactly.
it always comes home, but.
And that's what I wanted to do. It's like the show's very culturally specific, but I did want it to have like very universal themes. So it's like, you know, that's why I even like at the end of the proof of concept, I attached like that bit. I put the bit at the end of like me doing it in like the stand-up version at the end of the episode. Just because I performed the bit in front of like a non-Muslim crowd. It's like I even asked in the beginning, are there any Muslims in the crowd? Nobody says anything. I'm like, all right, never mind, I'm Catholic or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was just to kind of like show it's like even though this bit is like very culturally specific, it still resonates with like a crowd that has never had these kind of like cultural experiences. Because it's like you said, it's like that experience, like who hasn't lied in a situation where they're like, I want to get out of something because I don't want to like, you know, especially as a kid. Well, like when you like just discover lying, you're like, this is like my get out of jail free card. You know what I mean? So you don't know it's always gonna blow up in your face.
100%.
Even as an adult, you know what I mean? I'll lie and it blows up in my face. I'm like, I should have known better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
But yeah, no, that's amazing, man. I have no doubt in my mind that this thing is going to get published.
I appreciate that, man. I really hope you're right.
I know it, man. I know it. And so your father or your parents are from Algeria?
My mom's Algerian. My dad was Egyptian. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. So North African.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so were you born in the States?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay. And I think you say on one of your stand-up bits that your father doesn't speak a lot of English?
No, he passed away years ago, but yeah, his English was terrible.
Yeah.
His English was god-awful. Yeah. It was funny because he lived in America for like 2 decades, and still his English was because my mom was like, because they met in France, my parents met in France, and my mom was definitely the more educated of the two. She was like she was an MD. She practiced like medicine in France. So she was like spoke French fluently. Even came to America, spoke like she would help me with like my English homework. After learning it as like a third language, my dad, it's like I couldn't even have a conversation with him. It was insane. It was like, dude, at this point, like, you know, like.
So what language would you speak in the household?
We speak Arabic.
We speak Arabic? Okay.
Yeah.
What countries speak Arabic? I don't know if that's an ignorant question.
No. I mean, it's like Middle East, North Africa. I'm definitely missing a few places for sure.
Okay.
But it's all different dialects too. Like the dialect the Algerians speak versus Egyptians is like very different. Like
but can they understand each other?
Not really. Like I can understand Egyptian Arabic pretty well, but when I speak Arabic, I speak the Algerian dialect. So when I speak it to like Egyptians, I know they're like. I remember one time I was having a conversation with like my friend's parents, and they're like Egyptian, and we were speaking in Arabic. It was like halfway through the conversation, they're like, we got to be honest, we didn't know anything you've said this entire conversation. Yeah, but yeah, it's very different like dialects, so it ranges.
And was that growing up in Brooklyn? Was it common to have other people around you with that same sort of demography?
Oh yeah. The area I grew up, like my middle school experience was a very like isolated experience.
Okay.
Because my neighborhood in Brooklyn, I lived in Bay Ridge. That's where I grew up. And it's like very Arab. They call it Beirut because it's just so many. It's mad Arabs.
That's funny.
Like, even I was there yesterday. It was like. I was like walking on Fifth Avenue. And I was like, yeah, you'd think you're in like Egypt right now. It's like it doesn't, it's very, very Arab. So it was like high school and stuff. It was like, yeah, the demographics were a lot more like mixed. But yeah, I grew up like largely around like Arabs for sure. My mom put me in Arabic school since I was a kid. So I would like, know how to read and write and all that and speak the language and all that. But yeah, it was like that was one cool thing about growing up in like, I guess my experience is like I'm still like within, like I still grew up around like my community to an extent where I feel like that's not like I'm meeting a lot of other Arab comedians and they'll have grown up in like Alabama or like Texas. I'm like I can't even imagine what that was like post 9/11.
If you had to come to my city in Australia, you would have been the only one.
Yeah.
You would have been dead set alone.
Yeah. I'm like I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Actually, I know an Australian comic, Khalid. He's like I think he's Egyptian. I don't know, but it's like he deals with it a lot. I've seen it's like. He'll like sometimes posts like some of the DMs he gets or like advertisements when he's like trying to like promote one of his shows, and it's crazy. It's like goddamn, like
That's funny.
Yeah, we'll deal with some shit for it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's universal. Even growing up in New York, I dealt with it. So
Yeah.
it's like it's not isolated.
Yeah, the post 9/11 days must have been real tough. I can't even imagine. I've heard like lots of people talk about it since being here. So I sort of can understand without obviously experiencing it, but certainly that demographic was very ostracized for no fucking reason.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it was a good reason. The propaganda was very effective. Like,
Yeah.
the way they were able to like kind of turn public like disdain on us was it was honestly commendable. How, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you guys did your thing with and then passing the Patriot Act after, taking away all the rights of Americans, being like it's because Arabs are terrorists. It's like, that was very sneaky shit.
Yeah.
Sneaky shit. But yeah, it was crazy. It was funny. My mom, she actually, because she was very like activist-y type, so she never wore the hijab before 9/11. But then after, she would like, because there was a lot of reports of like women getting their like hijab snatched off and stuff, and she was like, I'm not gonna let them make me feel ashamed of my religion. And she started wearing it after.
That's boss.
9/11. Yeah. It was
respect.
crazy. Yeah. She was wild for that, but I respected it.
Good girl.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into stand-up? What was the process there? Were you, because how old are you?
I'm 26 now.
26, yeah. So you must have got into it quite young.
Yeah, I was 18 when I started.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was. I
don't even know. I don't know how you could even. For me, like that was the last thing on my mind when I was 18.
Yeah. I think I'd always wanted to try it since I was a kid. I was always very drawn to like making people laugh. I remember even there were like two of these distinct experiences. I remember when I was in like 6th grade, I like ran for class president or something. But it was just because I didn't even want the position. I just wanted to like, you give a speech in front of like the whole assembly.
That's
And I remember I wrote a couple jokes for it. I remember I said something like, yeah, I want to be your president. I'm no Barack, but like, you know, it was fucking stupid shit. But it was like, I remember I got a laugh. Oh man, it was like I was hard off that for like 3 weeks, man. And then I remember another time in high school, it was like my junior year. It was like I had this like U.S. history class, and she was like one of those teachers. She really didn't care about like the quality of the information you were submitting. It was more like the theatrics of the project.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like a decades project where we had to like we pick a decade and we have to like act out like the experiences and like the historical events that like, or the cultural moments of that decade. And we got like the 60s. And I remember like, we didn't prepare anything. We just dressed up like hippies. I remember like, we acted like we were high. And I remember I went in and I just riffed the whole presentation. I just remember murdering. I remember like carrying the presentation, but murdering. Like I had kids almost falling out their seat. And I was a kind of like quiet, shy kid.
Yes, it would have been a surprise for them.
Yeah, it was definitely, I could tell like the kids in the class were like, what the, even I was surprised by myself. I was like, I didn't even like, I was very like to myself. It was the most attention I'd gotten. Like, I remember, like, the baddest girl in my class came up to me afterwards, like, oh, my God, you're so funny. I was like, I thought about that day every single day until I started stand-up. Like, at least once daily until I started stand-up. I couldn't get it out of my mind. I was like, it was insane. It was, like, my first time, like, murdering. I was like, it was crazy, dude.
It's crack, isn't it?
It was crack, yeah.
Especially if you're a kid, that would have been crack.
Yeah, it was crack.
That's the fentanyl kind of crack.
Oh, man, for sure. It's funny because there's this one kid I follow, he's like a stand-up comedian, but he's like 17. He started when he was like 14.
Damn.
And the kid is like, he's doing well online. And like, he's funny. Like, I'm like, I can't imagine what his high school experience is like. That must be so crazy. It's like, to be like it's too much. It's like, it's too much to have at like 17, you know?
Yeah.
Like, great for him. He's killing it. But it's like, wow, that's like, I don't think I'd be able to handle that level of like, I don't know. Like in high school, I would crumble.
So was he somewhat? Did he have a bit of a following in high school? Like
no, he just started doing stand up.
Yeah.
And then like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that. Either.
No, yeah,
that's a lot of pressure for a young kid as well.
Yeah.
I was way too insecure to be doing something like that. I was always the class clown. I loved getting a laugh in school, but just from being an idiot.
Yeah,
like yelling out stupid things and
Oh,
getting
really?
kicked out of class.
Yeah.
But. No, I definitely wasn't smart enough to put it together and go, oh, maybe I could actually do this for a living one day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem very feasible. Like, the only frame of reference, that's why it took me so long. I think I would have started probably in high school after that experience, but it's just like your only frame of reference when it comes to stand-up is like, an hour special where somebody's on stage in like an arena, like murdering for like.
And the gap then seems just so far, doesn't it?
Yeah. You're like, this is not attainable at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know? But I think had I thought it was a little more attainable, like back then, I would have started earlier for sure. It wasn't in my realm. And also I grew up like, you know, my mom was a very like educated, academically inclined kind of person. So she would emphasize education.
So was there pressure for you to go down other avenues?
I mean, yeah, when I was younger, but yeah, my mom also passed away, so it's like you can follow your dreams when you're an orphan. You know what I mean?
Dude.
It's not, yeah. So it's so they never saw me do stand up, so it was never like they never knew me as a comedian, so it was never like as far as like my mom probably died thinking I was gonna be a lawyer or something. You know what I mean? Not to disappoint her, but yeah, you just like you growing up in like a household like that, it wasn't even like the pressure they put on me. It was more just like I'm gonna be like a broke artist. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't. Especially when you grow up in like an immigrant household, you're like, you know, your parents sacrificed so much to come here. You're like, what? So I could fuck it off and be a comedian. You know. But then it's also like, you know, if I had gone to law school or done any of that, I think I would have hated my life. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
dude,
it's like, yeah, it would have been god awful.
So one last thing I wanted to ask you about is like, what is the plan now moving forward? What's going on? What's the 2026 resolution? I
mean, yeah, just really hone in on this festival run.
Yeah.
Really try to make sure that the sitcom, you know, I set it up for its best chance of success, and then just with the comedy, I'm trying to headline more. Going to Oslo next month to do shows. I'm very excited about that.
That's sick.
But yeah, just try to set up more like headlining gigs. It's cool that I get to like go to Europe a lot for like shows, but it's also like I would like some. So it's just a lot easier to book like headlining gigs out there than I feel like it is in the States.
Yeah,
but it's like I would like more like domestic gigs like throughout 2026.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm very excited to go, but it's also like, you know, it'd be cool to go to like Rhode Island to headline instead of like, you know, Austria.
100%.
I mean? Like,
yeah.
Again, Austria is gorgeous, but it's just, you know, I can't be taking 9-hour flights every time I want to do an hour.
It's still sick you're going there, though.
Still sick, very sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound ungrateful.
No,
it's very cool.
I
very
get
cool.
it.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
Yeah, I hope.
So how does everyone find you? How does everyone, if they want to support you for your film, like give everyone your socials and how do they reach you?
I mean, any updates for Sultans will probably come through like my Instagram. Any festival announcement, that'll probably be the first platform I post it on. But that's Adam Hmada, Adam Hmada, no spaces and an underscore at the end. And then I got a YouTube, Adam Hmada as well. TikTok, Adam Hmada. So
yeah.
Amazing,
man.
All right, my man. Thank you. Again, I'm so sorry I'm late.
It's really all good, bro. It doesn't matter. Guys, follow Adam. He's an absolute legend. Support his film. Throw him some money. Or do whatever you can do just to let's get this thing going. And see you in the next one.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cam.
All good, brother.